Alright guys, I have a doozy for y'all today. I went, by mistake! Oh man, I made the biggest mistake of my life. Went to the Vanguard podcast channel by mistake. Saw them making a video about Candace Owens. I was like, okay, let's watch this. It's gonna be great. They cannot stop talking S about Candace Owens, even when she's bringing on a person that they support, like BJG, Brianna Joy Gray. They still have to be disgusting towards Candace Owens and bring up these weird arguments that really have nothing to do to showcase the presentation that really Candace Owens did in this show. She brought in Brianna Joy Gray to talk about how you cannot criticize Israel. Leave it to Zach and Gavin to ruin the whole point of this video and start attacking personalities and attacking Candace Owens. I just saw this clip. It was so weird. I wanted to showcase to y'all. I'm gonna show you the clip and then we'll react again. Let's go.
The way the media reports on these incidents, and I see it already in how they're speaking about your firing, because they don't actually say what it is that you said that was controversial. I saw this when I was Daily Wire. Andrew Klavan does this episode. He's like, she was saying things in a way, but he can't actually point to what I said, because actually there was something that I said that was controversial.
Which is crazy that she's just now learning this about conservative media. It's like, did you wake up for the first time in your entire life and start thinking with your caps screwed on correct? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, oh, they couldn't actually challenge me, so they were just taking a bunch of things that I said out of context and alluding to things that I didn't say. Yeah, no shit. You worked for that publication, that brag sheet, that fucking outlet, if you will, for a long time. You didn't become familiar with their tactics then? You should be coming out here, Candace, and saying, unsurprisingly, the same shit I saw every day, them doing to other people, they're now doing to me, because I decided to piss them off. See, all that shit that we did to slander anybody who dared run anywhere close to the left of us, which is anybody anybody to the fucking left of George Bush at this point, the Daily Wire, right? Anyway, long story short, for her to it's kind of like, okay, bro, like, what did you expect, right? You play with fire, you're gonna get burned. The Daily Wire treated you the same way you treated everybody this entire time you were at the Daily Wire. What distinguishes somebody from like Brianna Joy Gray from Candace Owens is that Brianna actually was acting in good faith throughout all of the times at the Hill. She was willing to have these discourses. What she wasn't willing to do was have somebody lie to her face and, like, you know, try and put her down and, you know, make some sort of like weird woke scold to her on the way out, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Also, we talked a lot at the time when Candace Owens did get fired by the Daily Wire, like, you know, would she be able to come back? Would she be able to retain her relevance after being let go from such a big platform? And honestly, much like Tucker Carlson, I don't think she's done a super amazing job of staying as relevant
You kind of
as she
forecast
was.
that. I was skeptical. I was like, attractive woman going out on her own for the right wing. It's a match made in heaven. Of course she's going to be successful. That was kind of my thinking. Chose my, like, you know, fucking...
She's kind of embarrassed herself since then. I don't know if you were... I think you might have been in the bathroom or something, but I was referencing this Piers Morgan interview.
Oh, I was listening.
Yeah. She totally embarrassed herself. She was talking about how Bridget Macron is actually a man.
They love doing that shit. The right-wingers love doing that shit.
So
they used to
weird.
pretend that Michelle Obama was a man.
They still claim that
Which
Michelle
is like
Obama
one of the
is a
most
man.
like, which is a fucked up, like, you know, and obviously it doesn't have the same racial element in France, but just what the fuck, like, why would you play into that?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But in the same way that as soon as
Racial, she's black. I'm done listening to these guys talk. This is such low bullshit. They claim this is a racial innuendo left that Michelle is black. How is it racial? Candace Owens is fucking black, you stupid bitch. Anyway, Zach the loser made an argument saying that, oh, well, you should have known the conservative media is gonna do this. Are you stupid? Well, what the hell? The Candace Owens, the reason she joined the Daily Wire was they acted like they were an independent media source. You're right, they are connected to conservative media, but this is not a conservative media only issue. As you can see, Brianna Joy Gray was kicked out of this center to left-wing media as well show. So you cannot actually claim that this is a conservative media only issue. And this is actually supposed to be the independent media was supposed to be devout from issues like this, which is why you can understand why Candace Owens is surprised. This is supposedly an independent media outlet. Doesn't matter if it's conservative or liberal. This is a independent media outlet. Why are they treating me and acting and using the same media games as the authoritarian medias, as the big media channels? What is this? His first claim here, Zach, you actually make no sense there. Even if it is a conservative media, that doesn't mean that they have to treat her like shit. This is an independent conservative media source, and you cannot actually make that claim that this is something prevalent in all of conservative, independent conservative media channels, that this is something that they just do, that they treat their people badly. And this is actually a thing that was supposed to be removed from independent media. And as you can see, this is all over independent media. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or liberal. BJJ is having the same issue. Then Gavin shows up and brings another argument. No, don't worry, it's not the racial argument. That looks stupid. Zach looked at the camera after he made that racial connotation argument. Then he's like, shit, Candace Owens is black. What kind of argument is this? And then he stayed quiet. And Gavin, remember to move the conversation quickly, right? Anyways, Gavin, this is what Gavin talks about. Candace's return. She's so disgusting. Oh, she's so weird. Well, she made a fool out of herself on Piers Morgan. Are you kidding me? She made a fool out of herself because she spoke the positions and the beliefs that she has evidence and she's provided evidence for, and nobody's provided a counter argument worthy enough for her to believe that actually deals with the evidences she has. And now you're gonna call her her return a shamble because no one is supporting her. Everyone's trying to, you included, channels like you, trying to bring her name to the dirt, even when she's trying to bring people that you like and bring their stories out. You're sitting there degrading her, and then you're gonna sit there and blame her for having a bad start when all you're doing is degrading her, even when she does good things on her own independent channel. See how disgusting these people are? Anyways, I've proved to you guys that these are shit arguments. Let's move on. Let's listen up. I just couldn't hear that anymore. I had to interject. But I'll give Gavin and Zach another chance. Let's continue.
Tucker got fired from Fox. He immediately started talking just to wackadoos like the ex-gay lover of Obama, right? Candace immediately Catturd01. Yeah, Candace immediately runs into the arms of just the absolute craziest fringe of the right wing. Again, trafficking in conspiracy
theories. Attack the argument. Don't ad hominem
being a man and stuff like that. And it's just like, you know, if you want to come out here and talk about how you're the victim of...
Attack the argument. Candace Owens presented a lot of evidence. Where's the chef? Chef got killed. Barack Obama's chef. Where's the laptop that the chef owned? How is it a suicide case when the chef was found in the middle of the ocean? Why is Michelle been shown to have bulges in a lot of different scenes and different episodes that she was showing up on? Obviously, I didn't look at those bulges, but that's the evidence that she was presenting. Attack those evidences. Why attacking her character and ad hominiming her and making her look like a mental facility personnel instead of actually talking about the arguments? No wonder that no one can, no wonder that she is making these arguments and is being belittled, because people like you is changing public opinion to try to disgrace her because you keep attacking her character without actually dealing with the opinions. So you keep calling her Nazi, but not telling us why we really need to believe that she's a Nazi. But the public opinion starts believing that she's a Nazi. You don't even really need to give a reason. You can just give a reason from emotion, which is a fallacy.
Censorship and stuff, Candace, you really should try a bit harder to, keep your credibility intact, because now you're just giving us a bunch of reasons why a company would want to fire someone like you for just being such a fucking ignorant douchebag. So yeah, I don't think that Candace Owens has done a great job in the wake of her firing. Maybe she has some grand plan. Maybe she's going to launch a new media outlet soon. Who knows? But right now, yeah, I don't know, man. It's not the best.
Bro, why the fuck should she have a plan? She got fired. She was fucked over, and they're like belittling it. Oh well, they're acting like she quit for a better chance. She got fucked. She got fucked. They kicked her out of her show, and now she's supposed to be having a great return. That wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to have a great return. She got abruptly fired. So now she's picking up the pieces. Give her some time. This is crazy. They're acting like she quit on her own volition, that she should... Oh, her plan is failing. Her plan of replacing the show has failed. What the hell? She got abruptly fired And now she's trying to pick up the pieces so she can gather herself and bring a new show. And she's bringing in the angles that she really wanted to bring in. People from different sides of the aisle to try to agree with one another. And they're belittling her for that. This is crazy. She's trying her best to refigure herself. And they're laughing at that as if this channel is not a dead channel. It makes $400 a month only.
That they're for her career, in my opinion.
She is charging, a couple G's if you're not a broke boy to get some free advice.
Yeah.
So,
USA says they deserve it.
By the way, that's
yeah,
not
exactly.
even a knock on Briefer going on the show. I don't necessarily. I mean, we'll see how this conversation goes. I have yet to make up my mind on whether.
No, they're acting like she planned it. She planned getting fired because she wanted a new program. She wanted a new thing to go build up. It's so weird. The way they attack her is so weird. But you have to understand, all they have to do is change public perception, change the public opinion about her, and they don't really need to present evidences, because none of them is going to debate no one that disagrees with them. Have you ever seen Zach and Gavin debate somebody that they disagree with? Never. I've never seen that in my life. Ever. When they've debated Vox, they agreed with him that it was necessary they debated him about droning people to death, and they agreed with him it was necessary sometimes. It was fucking crazy. These guys do not debate with somebody that they don't agree with. This is bullshit.
That was a good idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is it's obviously Brianna can go anywhere she wants to, but it's just gonna be another one of those things where it's oof.
Yeah.
Is it a good look to retweet Jake Shields a week after he got fired for promoting Palestine? I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. That guy's an anti-Semite, right? I don't want to be associated with anti-Semites. It's but. On the other hand, that does not make what they...
This is so crazy. They advocate for Brianna Joy Gray to change her virtues and principles, to stop whoever she... Even if she agrees with somebody, don't retweet him, don't make it public. Even if that's your principle, if you make it see genocide, or if she sees something wrong, you say, hey, this is wrong. They're telling her, why are you not selling those virtues and principles that you have? Why don't you just sell them? It will make the public like you more, and then you'll get better jobs. But so Brianna, they're trying to give advice to Brianna Joy Gray to sell her own principles. Why do you have to voice your opinion that Israel's so bad? Why do you have to retweet people that disagree with Israel and are anti-Semitic to themselves, as their claim upon Jake Shields? They claim that Jake Shields is anti-Semitic. So they're like, why are you lining up with him? Sell your own virtues and principles, so you can get a better job later on. That's literally the argument that Gavin just made. This is amazing. This is how they're exposing who they are. They are prostitutes. They themselves are prostitutes to whichever political identity that will buy them.
Hill did, right?
This is a projection.
So we're doubling down on that. We're not Matt Taibbi over here.
And I'm still hoping that Brie actually calls out, Candace Owens for actually being anti-Semitic, because there's just a difference.
Still no evidence.
The Daily Wire, although I do think they fired Candace over criticisms of Israel, not bigotry, there was both, right? Both absolutely
Well, that's
existed.
what's crazy about the Daily Wire situation with
Show
Candace
the
Owens
evidence.
is that they were actually low-key chill with the
What was
bigotry.
anti-Semitic?
Oh, right.
They were
with the
gonna
Kanye
be
West defense and
Dude,
stuff.
in the Kyrie stuff, and I'm not even trying to take shots at Kyrie. They're already going through enough with the final situation for people who
Such
follow
low
that. Anyway,
tier.
long story short is that they didn't care about that. They didn't care about the Kanye stuff. They didn't care about people supporting Donald Trump after he endorsed the Charlottesville incidents and all that tacitly by not condemning it. There were bad people on both sides, right? Remember all that. They don't care about that. The line in the sand was when she was explicitly going after Israel, and I think that's what's worth unpacking.
It
right?
is.
And that is the through line here. I understand your skepticism, Gavin, where you want to see some conflict between these two people. What I think is the difficulty in expecting that is I definitely think the framework that the two of them are operating on is that this is a solidarity between two people that have been fired from their jobs on opposite ends of the political spectrum stream. And I don't know. I'm not anticipating that it does get to.
I hear that. My only issue with it is that if I was Brianna, I would actually be mad and annoyed at people like Candace Owens, because now all these critics of Brianna are just assuming that, oh, you're just like Candace Owens. You're blaming Israel for getting fired, but actually you're just a rotten anti-Semite. You know what I'm saying? And Candace Owens being such a high-profile example of someone who did exactly that, it does create that illusion for some people that, oh, that's just what's happening now.
Alright guys, I'm actually done watching this segment, but I'm just gonna finally make a comment against what Gavin's point here is that Brianna Joy Gray should not be happy that people are gonna like Candace Owens. This is so hypocritical and disgusting to hear from people that act like they can coalesce with anybody. And then when the other side comes and tries to coalesce with you and tries to find the point of agreement, wow, how can they actually fire us? They claim that they're independent medias, but then they sit there firing us for our positions that we hold so dear. They want us to change our virtues and principles. Can you believe that? Let's talk about that. They claim here that Brianna Joy Gray should not actually be doing that, even though she was presented this opportunity to coalesce. They're like, no, you shouldn't do that because then... How can people might actually like Candace Owens. We don't want that. You should disagree with them liking Candace Owens. You shouldn't want them to like Candace Owens, even though she's such a gracious woman that gave you an opportunity to voice your opinions and have a solidarity point with another black woman in a above class. You know what I mean? Or maybe for a working as a class issue. You know, for the first time they removed identity. Candace was like, hey, let's remove identity politics from this situation, from this equation. Let's coalesce together and let's come up with a coalition that is devoid out of identity politics. Let's talk about how this is a class issue and we're being removed as a class from our positions forcefully because of the principles we hold dear. Instead, Gavin and Zach, they want to force it back to become an ideological issue. They want it to be back into an identity politics kind of issue, this side against that side, the right wing versus the left wing, the anti-Semitics against the liberal guys that hate genocide, I guess. But yeah, guys, so that's all I wanted to mention there. Just be careful how they try to socially condition you to believe that it's a natural reaction for you to be whenever you see Candace Owens to feel an anti-Semitic agenda coming from her. It's because of how hard they keep pushing this character assassination, these ad hominem attacks upon her, and then they sit there and treat anyone that coalesces with her as a bad person. Like Brianna Joy Gray now lost points to Gavin and Zach just because she coalesced and made this talk show with her, and as you can see, Gavin disagreed with that. Zach said, well, at least she's this is something else. They wanna make a show about them being a working class black woman, and they are, they need support from the public in situations like that. And he was like, Gavin was like, well, I disagree with that. I mean, why would you ever want to coalesce with an anti-Semitic person? Of course, never providing the evidence when Candace Owens was anti-Semitic, besides actually throughout this whole video that she supported Kanye West, as if that's evidence that you're anti-Semitic, that you fucking like a Kanye West song, or you believe he would be a good friend of yours. Anyways, I digress, guys. Interested in your opinions. Do you think I'm actually fucking wrong? Is Gavin and Zach pieces of shit, gatekeeping lefties that hate everyone on the right side and ad hominem them and attack them non-stop, and actually attack the people on the left for coalescing with the light side, which is absolutely disgusting. Interested in your opinions, guys. Make sure you subscribe, support me.
I just think that that's her POV right now, and she's entitled to her perspective, and she's entitled to like make the run that she wants to, even though, yeah, I would be feeling a lot more along the lines of what your analysis is, Gavin, being like, fuck you, and you're like,
listen to this, guys.
Fucking,
Yeah. And again, it's like with Candace Owens, it's not even just the Kanye stuff. It's like she did the whole documentary about how Derek Chauvin didn't actually murder George Floyd. And like, she's a literal Nazi. Like, I'm sorry, but she is. So that's why I defended that one dude, Liam O'Mara. Remember?
Dude, you got railed in the comment section.
I just wanted to add that, guys. I can't believe I almost missed that from the debate, from the actual video. I find out later that Gavin actually calls Candace Owens a Nazi and then apologizes. He apologizes for calling her a Nazi because he doesn't give a hoop-de-hoop if he's right or not. And his reason is not only Kanye West that she supports him, who is an anti-Semitic, and which makes her anti-Semitic. I guess that's his first reason. His second reason is that she actually supports Derek Chauvin. And she says that he didn't kill or murder George Floyd. That George Floyd just died because of an actual cardiac arrest related to drug-induced cardiac arrest, basically, or the fentanyl. Him taking in the fentanyl before his arrest. And so those are the two reasons why he claims she's a literal Nazi. I just wanted to bring this into your perspective, guys, to show you that I'm not wrong here. These gatekeeping leftist pieces of are hurting people's reputation, attacking them, and forcing these narratives upon these people. And this is why now we see people calling Candace Owens a Nazi, because of people like him, who cannot substantiate it. He only gave 2 reasons which cannot substantiate why she's a Nazi. I would disagree with them. I hope everybody on my channel disagrees with me, but I just wanted to prove to you guys that they are disgusting pigs. That's all.